Welcome to Speedway High School. My name is Kyle Trebley, Superintendent of Speedway Schools. Before we begin our program, I'd like to ask members of the audience to take a moment and acknowledge another person near you. Speedway is a small community, and we gather together this evening to collectively, not individually, honor our children in the graduating class of 2022. Please make a commitment to one another at this time to maintain decorum and refrain from individual recognition of a student this evening. We all would not want one student to be slighted because of an outburst regarding the previous student. We have practiced with the student body and expect their best behavior this evening. Please make the same commitment to one another in the audience. I also ask that should a child become noisy, please allow the child and their caregiver to quickly exit to minimize the disruption to the program. Finally, please join me in silencing any electronic devices at this time. I thank you for that.
Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You may be seated. Before I begin, I would just like to take a moment to give a well-deserved thank you to all of the teachers, staff, and coaches who have poured their lives and given selflessly to our educations, sports careers, and dreams, and have always been there for us whenever we may need them. You hold a very special place in our hearts, and we are so grateful and blessed to have you in our lives. Now, back to the scheduled program. As many of you may know, music has been my life since the day I was born. Many of my classmates over the years have called me an old lady for my choice of music, but I think the more proper term is an old soul, as music of the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s is my choice of music on any day of the week. Therefore, my true love for music sparked an idea within me to write this speech of remembrance for the class of 2022 using song lyrics of my own liking. And so, I hope you all find joy in my music references from many different ages of music. Tonight, I stand before you all to remind you briefly to inhale your future and to live and let die, sang many times by Paul McCartney. But more importantly, I am here to remind each and every one of you that as you walk through the long and winding road of life, you must exhale your past and come to terms with the fact that the past now forever lays behind you. But you must not let go of the lessons and values in which the past has brought you. As with every step you take and every move you make, these life lessons and values you've learned, they shall remain. Life's a dance. You learn as you go. Sometimes you lead, sometimes you follow. Don't worry about what you don't know. Life's a dance, and where we're headed, nobody really knows. Throughout the past 4 years, our lives have been a dance, featuring our own self-discovery as we search for our place amongst this crazy world before finally surpassing the age of 17. Through our own self-discovery, each and every one of us has learned our own set of lessons and values. Some similar, some different, but for each of us, these values and lessons learned have truly helped define who we have become. The typical high school career always contains several pivotal moments that seem to alter or even redirect the student onto the path in which they now travel. While each student's pivotal moments mostly differ, they all feature one similar idea: something being learned that can be used later in life. Through my own pivotal moments, I hope that I can somehow find a way to relate to everyone in this room. But here are some of the highlights of what my pivotal moments taught me. Be a simple kind of man, and be something you love and understand, as it's truly the simpler qualities of a person and the roots in which they have grown from that truly matters. What other people think of you or believe you to be is irrelevant, because as long as you love who you are as a person, and as long as you understand yourself and who you want to be, then why should you sit around and worry about who disapproves of you? I learned that no matter how brutal this world gets, or no matter how many people are against you and what you want, you can never, ever back down. At times, it will feel like every single person is against you. It can feel like everyone doesn't approve of what you're doing or who you are and thinks you're absolutely crazy for trying to chase after your dreams. But if you truly desire what you're chasing after, then don't let other people hold you back and criticize your every move because they can't see the bigger plan you have for yourself. No matter how tough it gets, no matter how many people are against you, as the Beastie Boys once said, you have to fight for your right to party. Or, in our case, what our heart truly desires. With any good fight comes many different obstacles and challenges that one must face in order to reach the mountaintop, because as they say, every rose has its thorns. Even though these challenges can be degrading to a human soul and seem to leave us headed on a long black train destined for nowhere, we must see life for both its beauty and pain, just as we see the rose for both its beauty and its thorns. As Mr. Todd once told me, and a couple of other students, life is going to push you down and beat you up. But no matter what, you have to keep getting back up and trying again, because if you let the darkness overtake you, then the future you once had in store is over. I'm not saying that sometimes you can't sit down and just complain about the world. I'm just saying don't make it a constant daily occurrence of vanquishing yourself to the dark corner, reeking of anger, fear, frustration, and regret. I mean, even Joe Walsh complains sometimes. But like him, you and I have to realize that life has been good to us so far. In life, there will always be people who have it better and worse than us, but we should all just be grateful that we're alive, living in this moment. A moment in time in which many life lessons, like those mentioned prior, have been learned, and so many unforgettable memories have been made. But now, it has come time for us all to leave the nest in which for the past 18 years we have been raised. We are all like the blackbird, living the first part of our lives with broken wings and sunken eyes, being unaware of who we really are and who we are meant to become. We sing in the dead of night, hoping that somewhere amongst the darkness, amongst the unknown of the world, we can find the answers in which our whole lives we have sought. All of our lives, we have waited for this moment to arise. It is now time for us to fly into the beautiful sunrise that lies before us and become who we've always wanted to be. And with this, I say goodbye to you all for now, but here in my heart, I give you the best of my love.
Sorry, I'm a little short. I'm humbled and honored to be here today as your valedictorian. Here we are, finally. This little piece of paper has been a long time coming. Congratulations to the Speedway High School class of 2022. We now have the freedoms of adulthood, yet must leave behind the carelessness of youth. Congratulations on getting through the easiest part of life. For such a small thing, we've done quite a bit to earn it. We survived quarantine, Mr. Beard's relocation, and Avengers Endgame. I'd like to impart some wisdom to my fellow graduates. As artist Gary Boulding describes, your families are extremely proud of you. You can't imagine the sense of relief they are experiencing. This would be the most opportune time to ask for money. In all seriousness, this graduating class has faced unprecedented circumstances for our time in high school, and we've got teachers, parents, and ourselves to thank for making it here today. As writer and actor Eugene Merman said, the main difference for us between life yesterday and life tomorrow is we can go to the bathroom whenever we want. It's a pretty big responsibility, but I think we've earned it. Speedway has truly been an experience. We managed to encompass the heart of this little town into everyday life. A culture is developed here, one of fun and living in the fast lane. Get it? Because we live by the track? Anyways. This town is small and boasts this truly unique charm and sense of family. Speedway High School is proud of not only its academics, but our extracurriculars as well, and rightfully so. I've watched Jordan Davis's 5-minute and 46-second mile turn into the soccer star she is today. Reese Walker and Jackson Golden have turned the tide for Speedway football. The Maggies, both Margaret Goldson and Maggie Endries, have produced some of the most brilliant singing and photography that this school has ever seen. Kristen Bagash has achieved too much to name, just as Tiana Sparks has held girls tennis first varsity singles her entire high school career. There are plenty more, but I'm on a tight schedule and will have to move on with a nod to you all. Speedway has truly been an amazing school to attend, and I'd like us to continue living by the checkered flag and kissing the bricks, no matter where we end up. I'm responsible for what I say, not how you understand it, Anonymous. Technology in classrooms creates both opportunities for greater instruction as well as possible distractions. Research reports that 6 in 10 students have seen their peers using devices in class to cheat or distract. Studies have proven that screen time can enhance existing mental and visual problems and create new ones. This research supports the philosophy that students need to be separated from personal devices every once in a while. Now, I would like to thank Mr. Day for leading the town of Speedway in this cutting-edge research through his work in confiscation of these possible distractions. Next, I would like to thank Mr. Claiborne for enforcing the academic integrity of this school through his work in detaining dress code breakers. We greatly appreciate your attention to detail, as the alternative allows possible distractions in the classroom. I'm glad your supervision has prevented possible shoulder reveals. We're thankful you've put a stop to girls wearing the same shorts they wore in gym to other classes with the same students. We'll never know the anarchy you've prevented with your valiant actions. Thank you for being here today at Commencement, and I'd like to wish you luck in the pronunciation of student names today. Let's hope the 4th time's the charm. But really, you're a great guy, and I'm glad you've taken on your role as proudly and easily as you have. Thank you. Okay, I'm done poking fun. It's time to move on to more serious matters. Whatever you do, give 100%, unless you're donating blood. Anonymous. As much as I'd hate to use a cliche, it doesn't stop them from ringing with truth. We are the protagonists of our own stories. We lead our own futures, and for some of you, I see the brightest stars just waiting to be discovered. I know you won't hold my words in the highest regard, but I'm still going to say it. Go for it. If your dreams don't scare you, then they're not big enough. Dream, explore, love. The world is your oyster, whatever that means. My next message is provided by a video game character, so therefore it's the truth. Sometimes our deepest hate is for the things we cannot change about ourselves. Vesemir K. Morin. Overcome. You are you, and that's great. Don't let anyone tell you any differently, especially your worst enemy at times, yourself. Yes, the world's kind of awful, but that doesn't mean I or you should let anything get in your way, including yourself. Just because life might get hard, which it will, is not what limits you. Only your own mindset will halt your progress, and you better not let it turn you around. We are now entering the next part of life. Let me check my calendar is going to be the new let me ask my mom. As much as I've gone on about fighting the injustice of the world and reaching your full potential, don't take life too seriously. No one makes it out alive. We are put on this earth for a lifetime, each of us with a purpose and a reason. I believe that fate has guided a path for us, but we are the makers of our own destiny. As we grow and shift and change, that path follows with us. We need to stop looking behind us on this road and start looking ahead, past the dips and curves and maybe the occasional unavoidable pothole. The only way you're going to reach the end of the road is by continuing on, despite the flat tires or check engine light that never goes off. Now, I'd like to impart some last vestiges of wisdom upon this graduating class. We can all change the world. I see the best humanity has to offer and beyond in each of you. No matter how you choose to revolutionize the world or just influence the little things, you are bettering yourself and those around you. And I, for one, am excited to see the things we will do and the people we will become. As the Speedway High School class of 2022's valedictorian, I leave you with the words of Maya Angelou. I can be changed by what happens to me, but refuse to be reduced by it. Congratulations, class of 2022.
Thank you. It is my pleasure to introduce the Board of Trustees for the school town of Speedway. I ask each member to rise at their place upon introduction and to remain standing. I ask that the audience to hold recognition until the entire board has been introduced. Board member, Mrs. Laura DeGay. Board member, Mrs. Debbie Gonzalez. Board secretary, Mr. Thomas Smith. Board Vice President, Mr. Luke Bickle, and Board President, Mr. William Harding.
The class of 2022, congratulations. To all the family and friends here on campus and watching from home, thank you for supporting these students and entrusting them to us for whatever length of time we were blessed to spend with them. I heard some of you seniors, while checking out for the last time, talking about how weird it was that you were done, that it didn't seem real, and that you were feeling old. And I thought, that's a coincidence, because lately I've been feeling old too. And it's your fault. I'm kidding. I'm not feeling old because of stress or frustration. Working with each of you has been a joy and a pleasure. But I have seen some changes in the world since I was your age, and I wanted to discuss a couple of them with you. It used to be that when people were going out dancing, they would say they were going to cut a rug. There was even then break dancing. But this group at prom broke the floor twice. When I was in school, a disorganized student would use the excuse, A dog ate my homework. One of your classmates here during e-learning, when I called to ask why they had fallen behind on their work, said a squirrel had eaten their internet. It's true, again, true. So some things have definitely changed. However, some things haven't changed. If you follow the news at all, you're very aware of the many social, economic, and political problems that we're facing at every level of society. But here's something you won't hear on the news. The world is getting better, not worse, and I believe that this Speedway High School class of 2022 justifies that optimism. This group entered a good school as freshmen and are leaving at a great school. I'm confident that you will do the same in your future communities and for our country. This collection of young adults has stepped up to display leadership, maturity, and perseverance when there was no roadmap. We need creative, compassionate citizens who can collaborate with people from diverse backgrounds and with diverse ideas, and that's what you've been practicing for the last 4 years. And your record of success is exemplary. Collectively, you and the other 119 classmates with you on the floor tonight come from a dozen different countries, 8 other states, and speak at least 16 different languages at home. But it isn't the differences that define you. It's your accomplishments. It's what you've achieved together. Academically, you have far surpassed all expectations that any experts or educational or social theorists would have predicted you were capable of achieving. Athletically, this last fall was as successful and as exciting as any season I've seen since I've been here. The frequent college signings celebrations that we've experienced speaks to the expectation that so many of you have to succeed also at the next level. In the arts, these seniors led the band to unprecedented success at the state fair and gold rating after gold rating with distinction in individual and group competitions. Your hard work has earned you the access and opportunity at the next level. And at no time in history do hardworking, intelligent, and collaborative, high-character young people have more of an advantage. It took over 200 years in America for the Claiborne family to produce its first college graduate. The Escalante family will accomplish that same feat in 9 years, the Teclays in 7 years, and the Enigbaros in 6. Positive action is the antidote for anxiety and apathy. Worrying about your future is paralyzing. Instead, create your future. Whatever challenges and opportunities come your way, move with confidence and use the momentum that you've earned here. Never forget the love and support that you're taking with you from the Speedway community and Speedway High School. Once a spark plug, always a spark plug. At this time, I would like to present to the School Town of Speedway Board of School Directors the Speedway High School class of 2022. Please stand and come forward. Please remember that as we are awarding each graduate their diploma, we ask that we have no individual shows of support, recognition, cheers from the audience, that kind of thing. We do not want the next student's experience to be slighted because of cheers for a previous student. Sufyan Abubakar Alal. Cody Daniel Adams. Please hold all applause until the end. Ogene Fijiro Isaacs Enigburo. Sandra Vanessa Arias Mendez. Brianna K. Bailey. Oyen Consola Esther Bayode. Madison Taylor Beaudry. Zoe Elizabeth Bishop. Melinda Lynn Bryant. Leo Cash Carter. Ashton Lee Cornelius. Hannah Renee Craig. Hayden Yates Crozier. Duncan James Lamore Kurtz. Jordan Ann Davis. Lainey Ann Marie Day. Taylor Janae Diron. Trinity Monet Diron. Yana Stacy Sedora DeSumb. Boubacar Diallo. Carol Yvette Diaz Leyva. Boa Lay Doe. Mia Rayanne Donald. Andrew James Dorton. Ida Paola Duarte Bracho. Maggie Lynn Indries. Jose Manuel Escalante Urdaneta. Irandi Espindola Rojas. Anthony Marceliano Esquipe. Lucas Brucker Eversole. Nari Marcia Izel. Lainey Alexandra Fry. Briley Joe Fry. Joseph Misael Fuentes Vasquez. Christian Thomas Gerhardt. Margaret Elise Goldson. Samuel Jackson Golden. Katia Elizabeth Gomez Medina. Elijah Ray Gottman. Andrea Govea Flores. Michaela Laureen Grimes. Tuesday Gui. Isaiah Guillaume. Samson Mageto Guaro. Tayshawn DeAngelis Hemphill. Michael David Heron. Jakai LeBron Hill. Ryan Michael Hobson. Hei Ka Tu. Ethan Joseph Huntman. Alexandria Vio Hutchek. Jasmine Elaine Hutchinson. Clarice Ishimwe. Roberto Islas Caneco. Giovanna Saviella Yarquin Alvarez. Isaac James Cameron Jinks. Carlin Mikkel Kemp. Hay Clay. Sophia Victoria Lara Ruiz. Sir Gay Lur. Jimmy Lynn. Christopher Brady Logan. Gabriela Nicole Lopez Moreno. Miracle Porche Macon. Peterson Marcellus. Emerald Rain Marcos. Oswaldo Alejandro Martinez Ramos. Haley Grace McCracken. Jerry Ann Christine Mead. Diego Adan Mendez Dominguez. Abigail Jean Meldacius. Deshaun Lamar Miles. Jenna Jean Moore. Jada Trinity Morris. Colton Dennis Mulligan. Morgan David Nelson. Jean Chrisman Tassinmi Nonan. Kristen Marie Pagash. Skylar Jacob Parson. Kwe Ka Paw. Mickey Sierra Perez Marquez. Camille Christina Lanaya Perry. Katie Elizabeth Petrovich. Chloe Renee Phillips. Malachi David Pippin Strayhorn. Powell Shu Po. Ethan Tyler Pratt. Jackson Scott Prechtel. Call Lur Pue. Brian Joseph Rees. Bryce Alexander Robinson. Angel Valentino Robledo. Manuel Rubalcava Pacheco. Lyric Latrice Shannon. Ibrahim Tejan Shaw. Evan McLean Smith. Jackson Crawford Smith. Pa Thblay So. Tiana Nicole Sparks. Serenity Louise Strong. Anissa Marie Tate. Kyra Nicole Taylor. Samrawit Sagai Tekle. Amaris Nicole Thames. Ava Isabella Theodore. Grace Ella Teeley. Caden William Thompson. Sophanie Matthew Toussaint. Judah Vashon Tunstall Robertson. Quantrell Tyon Turner. Ana Valentina Ventura Cosio. A. Saw Wah. Reese Patrick Walker. Chelsea Ray Walls. Claire Elizabeth Whitaker. Kevin Joseph Willoughby. Danixa Zapata Perez. Jason Raul Zarco. Raymond John Zarco. Will the class of 2022 please stand? By the authority given to me by the School Town of Speedway Board of Directors and the Indiana Department of Education, I hereby declare you graduates from Speedway High School for the class of 2022. Please advance your tassels.